In the news this week, federal government offer Ghana help fighting corruption. Ghana reacts. Kaduna State teachers express satisfaction at Liberia's decision to employ 6,000 Nigerian teachers. Nigerians settle in to enjoy smooth economic sailing. And now, it's the other news.
And here's your host, Okey Bakassi.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's the other news. The other news is that show that looks our leaders in the face and tells them, Uncle, stop touching. All right, my guest today is the man who went from grass to grace. Face Idibia is in the studio. Yes, two Baba Day here. Nothing they happen. All right, we'll have a whole lot in store for you today. But first is the other news headlines. In a bid to prevent more abduction of schoolgirls by Boko Haram terrorists, the Adamawa state government has banned visitors from entering secondary schools in the state. Yes, well, this is a genius solution because Boko Haram filled the visitors' form and knocked politely before seizing the girls in Chibok and Dabchi and other places, Abi. Now, wow. Anyway, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is actively cleaning up voters' register.
That the Commission has been able to remove from the voter register the names of 299 aliens who registered on the false pretense that they were Nigerian.
Yeah, aliens. Nigeria. Animals are literally chopping our money. Dead people are cheering our parastatals. And now aliens are now trying to vote in our elections? Wow. Embattled lawmaker and style icon Senator Dino Melaye was recently granted bail after being arraigned for allegedly giving false information to the police. Well, the embattled lawmaker and style icon had this reaction.
I was already prepared to go to prison. I have my tissue paper. I have my toothpaste.
Oga Dino, I don't know if you think you were preparing for prison or for body house. So you want to be doing a fizzy inside Sanko? No wala. Well, the United States and China have been in competition for the affection of Africa for a very long time. While America looks at Africa like this, China looks at Africa like that. Yeah. There used to be a time when the Americans would give Africa gifts, but the gifts will come with so many conditions. You must hold elections, you must uphold human rights, you must devalue your currency, you must stop corruption. Unless, of course, you are investing the money in the West. Yeah. Yeah, who all these conditions help safe? Us or owner? Well, the Chinese saw the opportunity to develop a new policy that is made in China, but very attractive to Africa. That policy is simple. Give the Africans what they want, don't attach too many conditions, and write the agreement in Chinese. Because you know, African leaders will rather die than admit that they do not understand what they are signing. Yeah. They will be like, this one is the Xingfunxi agreement. Of course, I know what it means. So where do I sign? And of course, they sign. Yeah. For example, China built and donated a brand new ultra-modern headquarters to the African Union, only for us to find out that they installed equipment that was spying on the building. China is that sort of sugar daddy that will buy his side chick a house, but be watching everything that goes on via the CCTV camera. Hello, baby. Who is that small boy that you took into your room just now? Don't ask me how I know, just answer my question. Well, the Americans are not giving up the fight, and so they recently announced that the U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson will visit some African countries, including Nigeria. Of course, we are calling it a tour of Africa. But over at the White House, they are not so polite. They are calling it the shithole tour. Well, African countries cannot wait to give Mr. Tillerson an exclusive tour of our huts and jungles and show him our wild animals. Mr. Tillerson is a former oil company executive who is estimated to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, which is probably why a group of very hospitable Nigerians in the Warri area have invited him to come and spend some time with them when he visits Nigeria. Well, Mr. Tillerson says America is interested in Nigeria's 2019 elections. We know, Mr. Tillerson. We just hope you are not interested in our elections the same way Vladimir Putin of Russia was interested in your own election. Yeah. Well, Mr. Tillerson has also offered to give Africa over $500 million in additional aid. Only $500 for the whole continent? Does he know how many snakes and monkeys we have in Nigeria alone? Talk less of the whole of Africa. I beg Secretary Tillerson, don't make us angry. If I play, just stop him. See what your mates are doing now. Anyway, we shall wait and see what Mr. Rex Tillerson will bring to the table when he comes. Until then, Africa will be here blushing as China is showering us with free money and looking at us like... My guest today is a multi-talented artist, ambassador of African music. He says he's innocent, but there are a lot of women all over the world who will disagree. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in making welcome the man who everybody loves, innocent Face Idibia, Elias Baba in the building! Baba. Make yourself comfortable.
Yes.
Good to finally have you on this first episode.
Yes, and in other news,
of our third season. Yes, in other news, you're here. Okay. Music is a platform for entertainers to educate, inform, in fact, sometimes take on politicians and correct some ills in the society. But today, we see a lot of vain lyrics and videos that are almost glorified soft porn. What has happened to socially conscious music? You know, what has happened to those days when we use our music to create awareness, to bring about social change?
Wow.
What has happened?
That's a very nice one. Because first of all, I must say that music and entertainment is versatile.
Yeah.
There is no law.
Of course.
Or this thing that says, you cannot sing love songs.
No, artists have the license to do whatever they want.
But that being said, it is you know, I think most of the time it's the responsibility of the gatekeepers, the people that play this music on their radio stations, on their TV. And you notice what the people get, they start, their ears will just tune to that thing.
Yeah.
And it becomes like the norm.
It becomes the norm.
It's just like the way some of our politicians now, their ear just tune to tiffin.
Yeah, so before
now
you
win the tip, now in bless say you did abnormal. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that in the music
industry
scene as well. You know, when it happens and, you know, the gatekeepers only the one who say,
they give more airtime to all these vain lyrics, then it becomes like it's normal.
You know,
yeah,
and
to
then,
the
you
detriment
know,
of other artists who are playing
exactly.
socially
We have
conscious
so
music.
many. We have so many talented artists that are doing
good stuff,
very beautiful music.
But they're not getting enough
in terms of melody, in terms of vocals, in terms of, you know, creativity.
I think that's a point.
You know, we have so many of them.
I want to.
But you know, they go just play and one guy they bored. Nah, play that one, make I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Burn the money.
Everybody is wanting to hear about different anatomies of a woman.
You understand?
Instead of reminding us that there are problems that we need to solve even as young people.
So,
Anyway,
so it's discouraging, you know, for many people. They feel like
creative people,
if I do this thing,
they won't play it.
Yeah, they won't
So
play
let us play what they like.
You know,
It's crazy. It's crazy how bad it has
but
become.
You can't give
there's so much to talk about. Don't even go away because Face is still in the studio. We are still here. Yeah, it's still the other news, and I'm talking to Tubaba, the legend. Tubaba. Yes. Thank you. Let us step aside from politics and talk show business. Yeah, you came into Lagos, your career flourished. Not a lot of people in your generation have been that lucky because you have stayed on top. You've been enjoying massive love from Africans. What is the secret to longevity in show business?
Wow.
What is, apart from talent, what else keeps an artist this valuable, this loved over time?
I wouldn't say I have the blueprint to longevity in the industry, but the only thing I can say for myself is talent is definitely part of it, you know, but majority of what makes that happen is your attitude.
Yeah.
You know, your attitude towards your work and towards people. And then, you know, like for me, I like to say I have the most amazing fans.
No, you're loved. I want to agree with you because look, you started from the bottom, now you're here. You're here. You were in Festac Town. I remember that. FTT, way back. You know, I know how it was, okay, because we all got we spent a little bit of time there as well.
Yeah.
Looking at Festac
One
now.
time, Festac almost became like the Nollywood headquarters.
Exactly, where everything was happening. But Festac today is a shadow of what it used to be. You know, Festac is festival town.
True.
And is emblematic or is a sign of what our country has become. Our inability to maintain structures, maintain things. What is wrong with our maintenance culture?
Wow. Let me borrow Fela's, the great Fela's lyric. Everything is upside down.
Wow.
Everything for Nigeria now. You know, and it's no joke. And this has been happening for such a long time now. You just said the right sentence, maintenance culture. Money dey for maintenance. But this guy believes that he need and pass. So he go just...
I'm not supposed to be
he
laughing.
He just collect a hole for himself.
Pockets.
And nobody, I don't even know if there's any supervisor of anything. Down to the guy that is supposed to fix the light bulb. Down to the guy that is supposed to buy toilet tissue for the airport toilets.
Yes.
Down to the guy that's supposed to trim the grass. So nobody questions anybody. There's no Minister of Health. I never see who then sack because of incompetence.
Yeah.
The same thing for Minister of Agriculture.
People don't get sacked. People don't resign.
People know they sack, no they resign.
They just sit there. Whether it's working, it's not working.
You understand?
Ah, man.
It's just a terrible and sad reality in Nigeria.
Yeah. You know?
And
you go to other countries that almost... Countries that had their independence at the same time we had our independence, or even the ones that we are older than, they are doing well, they are flourishing.
Yeah.
But back here, man, things keep deteriorating.
There's just that one word for it, corruption.
Corruption.
Or corruption, according to...
You're one of those who discovered what you wanted to do early in life. You knew music was your calling. You embraced it and, you know, fortune, you know, luck, everything, you know, became yours. How does a young person today, you know, identify what their calling is, and how do they pursue it up to the level that you have done, you know?
Identifying your calling. These days, man, anywhere with money day, I be calling. For these young guys, man. Say, you don't see whiskey, you don't see the video, you don't see as any hammer.
Yeah, for these young guys, anywhere with money day, they are calling there.
You know. You get it that way calling na football, but that one you must train before you go enter body. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but music, you can wake up today and decide to say, oh boy, music they call me, it's calling. It's my calling. But you know, I want young guys to identify what they have, what they are passionate about. Once you start feeling that vibe about something, once there's something that when you start doing it, you don't look at it like work. You look at you are excited to do it.
Yeah.
You just know that yes, I'm interested in this thing, and then you start developing yourself and grooming yourself. There's no age that is too young to start grooming yourself. There is no age.
Fantastic.
You understand what I'm saying?
Too, Baba, you know it's always a pleasure talking to you. We really appreciate you coming through.
I must say that Okey Bakassi is one of the most intelligent comedians on this continent.
I will take that.
I'm not washing your head. You know, say I know the.
I will take that. I will take that. Coming from you.
Because when you're on stage, the kind of things you say, the kind of jokes you crack, they are always very, very intelligent. Apart from the funniness of it, there's always that intelligent stuff about most of your jokes.
Too, Baba.
Yes, so respect.
With this your endorsement, I'm running for 2019. Before I let you go, you know, is there politics in your future?
Politics will always be there, but I'm going to be.
Because they're saying not too young to run now.
I always encourage people like, look, join one party, endorse person, you know matter, but be constructive when you are dealing with the person from the opposite side of the. Yeah. Because what we have these days, we say, everybody war, and quarrel, But meanwhile, all of us now make Nigeria better. Now do we join PDP. Now make Nigeria better. Now do we join APC. Now make Nigeria better. Now do we join Labour. Now. But once we don't do these different camps now, it turns to war. It's supposed to be.
Each other.
If you say, made them a sweep road, then somebody say, no, why they go to sweep road? But we supposed to sweep road now so that our roads go to clean. Yeah. Then somebody say, no, we're not supposed to sweep up. Maybe breeze they blow up. We will come argue till the person will come see the reason why we're supposed to sweep road. Then we will come to that compromise. Then we'll work together. As we don't agree with the sweep road, all of us will come cuckoo the sweep road. APC or PDP. You understand what I'm saying?
Too, Baba, run for one position. You know I will be your campaign manager.
I will try. There's a couple of young men that are coming out now that are very, very interesting.
Okay. So I see you endorsing somebody in 2019.
Definitely. I'm not going to be like all non-partisan this time around. Because I see so many young men that I have seen them do stuff in their different fields. And they are somehow branching into politics that I know that, yes, these people...
If given opportunity, they will do something.
Be able to do something.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again for coming through for us. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time. Hands together for two. All right. Thomas Sankara once said that women hold up the other half of the sky. So on this International Day of the Woman, we at The Other News would like to pay tribute to women and womanhood. What will we men do without women? They give birth to us, raise us, do shakara for us, marry us, and sometimes kill us. They say it is a man's world, but a famous philosopher once asked, who run the world? I know you say girls. You know the answer. Women have come a long way. From that time when a serpent came and convinced Eve to join him and swallow the forbidden fruit. If that same serpent were to try it with a Nigerian woman of today, she will insult that snake's life, stone him with the apple and ask him, where were you when your mates were busy swallowing money? Then, of course, kill the snake, use the skin to make snake skin handbag and snake skin shoes. Women are the ones who work on the farms when men sit around and drink, that is in some weird places. They are the mothers who have to stay and take care of the children, even when the fathers run away. Women don't get much credit for it, but they are the ones who stand in line for hours and hours to vote. Women are wonderful. Too Baba knows what I'm talking about. Women are so wonderful that men want to be with them, and Bobrisky wants to be one of them. Women have come a long way, and they have fought to be given their due in our society, but there is still a long way to go. Undeterred, women continue to break new ground. Women feed and nurture us, heal us, empty our pockets, make our hearts melt, annoy us, and make us apologize for the fact that they have annoyed us. To the women of the world, we love you. And our prayers are with you. I mean, all the girls and women in the world who are striving to be safe, to be educated, to be the best that they can be. As the proud husband of a lovely woman and the father of beautiful girls, I join the rest of the world in celebrating the International Women's Day. The other news continues shortly. That is, if NEPA does not take the light. It is still the other news. Once in a while, we like to bring you a little something called Nigerians Say Nice Things. But today we are casting our nets wider, to give you this special one called Africans Say Nice Things. Enjoy.
Our good friends, the opposition. Hey, I'm telling you, some people who could not pronounce Kandla, they've now learned Nkandla, 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 Nkandla. Even if we are discussing very serious matters, a man stand up, point of order. Yes, Nkandla. Tiggs was a George Cook. I can't deal with all the contributions. I'm dealing with contributions that were very meaningful. Because others, there was nothing said. There is a broken president in a broken country, my babu.
Alternatively, Mr. President, for the sake of the 54 million people of our country, that you must step down because the poor people are there, they are not employed, they are poor, and because in your realm, there's a great deal of corruption.
The government or whatever has lost moral something, that is the view of the honorable member. It's not the view of the majority of the 5 million. It's not. The ANC was voted by a huge majority since 1994. That is what it is. What he says is a creation that is being created in the minds of people like himself because they are in opposition.
We announced that our membership figures stood at 700, listen properly, 769,820
Good evening. I'm here to present the award for Animal of the Year. The nominees are snake, 36 million. Rat, the president's office. Monkey, 70 million. Who can guess who the winner is?
The government has boxed itself to the corner in the case of Libya.
How?
The tragic development in Libya has to be blamed on the allied forces of imperialism led by the United States under President Obama and the connivance of Nigeria and South Africa in the Security Council. At the time, those who wanted the oil of Libya, like Iraq, decided to invade that country. The African Union, Nigeria, and South Africa connived.
All right, that's our show today, ladies and gentlemen. All good things must come to an end, but the really great things come again next week. But until then, you can catch all our previous episodes and exclusive content on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Our handle across all platforms is The Other News CTV. You can also be part of our live audience by calling the number on your screen. People say that good music goes with good food. Dance, but dance on an empty stomach. See you next week. My name is Okey. Hala.